Assalamualaikum students, how are you? I hope you will be fine and doing great at home. Let's start our today's lecture, which is about class 4, subject is science, unit number is 9 and the title of the unit is Force and Machines. Force and Machines. We will do reading from the reading book page number 84 to 87 and after completing our reading, we will move toward the workbook pages which are 20, 22, 24, 25, 26, 23, 27 and 28. As you know by the name of this chapter, the unit will be about force and machines, and in this chapter we will going to study about energy, force, speed, machines, and while studying machines we will read about two types of machines like simple machines and compound machines. Next, we will discuss 6 types of simple machines today. Inshallah, let's start our lectures from reading book, page number 84. Okay, students, this is our page number 84 of reading book, unit number 9, Force and Machines. Let's start with the force or energy. Do you remember what we mean by energy and force? Yes, energy is the ability to do work. Energy is the ability to do work and force are pushes or pulls which can change the speed, direction or shape of an object. Here we have read that there are 3 types which can be changed by the force, and that are speed, we can change the speed by force, we can change the direction of the object by force, and we can also change the shape of an object by force. Let's moving to our next topic, which is not all forces cause changes in movement. We need to exert a force to perform a job. Some jobs need more force and some need less. If you push a swing gently, if you push a swing softly, it will not move as much as you push it harder with more force. If you put more force to a swing, it covers the distance with more work, and then if you put a swing gently or softly, it will not move as much as you push harder. The greater the force, the greater the change in distance covered by an object. Here we have proved that if you put a greater force, the object will change its distance greatly, but if you put a small or a softly movement to the object, it will cover a less distance by the force. Here we have a topic discuss and answer. Here you can see 2 balloons. If you blow up a balloon halfway, what happens? What happens to the balloon if you let the air out? Firstly, when you will blow a balloon, it will firstly change its shape. As you can see in the picture, this is the original shape of a balloon. By putting a force on it, it will change its shape, and after when you let the balloon to air out, it will move to its original shape again. So you can see that with the force you can change the shape of an object. What happens when you blow the balloon up so that it is totally full of air? Test your answer if you can. Here you can see that if you blow the balloon full of air, it will be greater from its original size. There is a change in the shape and the size of an object due to the force. Let's start our next page, which is page number 85, and the topic is speed. Speed is how fast something is moving. The movement of something is called a speed. Things move at different speeds. To work out how fast something is moving, you need to know the distance it has moved and the time it has taken. To measure the speed of anything, we have to need 2 things, that would be time and distance. Time and distance will be telling us that how much faster that object was moving or how slow it was moving. The speed is something moves is equal to the distance travelled divided by the time taken. There are 2 things which can tell us the speed of an object, and these are distance and time. The time which is taken by travelling of a distance. The formula to find out the speed is equal to distance divided by time. Speed is equal to distance divided by time. here you can see the picture. The traveling space is A to B and the measurement of the distance is 50 kilometer. 50 kilometer distance is covered by a car, a cyclist and a man. Now we have to solve a numerical here. Discuss and answer. When you travel from one place to another, the place of traveling was A and B. You can find out the distance. What is the distance between A and B? Here we can see the measurement of the distance, which is 50 kilometer. Now we have to find out the speed of a car, a cyclist or a man. First one is car. The car goes from A to B in 1 hour. The time is given, which is 1 hour, and the distance was 50 kilometer. So now let's have a look on a speed finding formula, which is car distance divided by time. We will find the speed over here. Distance was 50 kilometer, time was 1 hour. 1 hour, and when we will divide distance by time, we will get the answer 50 kilometer per hour. The speed of the car was 50 kilometer per hour. Next one would be bicycle. A cyclist in 5 hours. A cyclist who covered the distance from A to B and the distance was 50 kilometer. The time was given 5 hours. Distance divided by time, we will put 50 the distance and the time was given. So our answer by dividing 50 into 5 would be 10. So the cyclist covered the speed with 10 kilometer per hour. 10 kilometer per hour. Our last question was, what is the speed of a man which was moving on foot? You have to find out the speed. The formula was same, distance divided by time, and the distance was 50 kilometer. Time which was taken by a man is 10 hour. 10 hour. 50 divided by 10 is equal to 5. So the answer is, the speed is 5 kilometer per hour. Here you can see there was a difference between car, bicycle and man, and the speed was also different. The car traveled 50 km per hour. The cyclist covered the distance with a speed of 10 km per hour, and the speed of a man was 5 km per hour. Next, we will talk about machines. You may push very hard a very heavy box and do not be able to move it. As you can see, there is a heavy box, and if you push or pull it hardly, you cannot move it. If a job needs more force than we alone can exert, then we use tools. Tools are the simple machine which can make our work easier and faster. Tools are the machines which can make our work easier and faster, which increase the amount of the force or change in the direction of the force. They make the work easier, faster and simple for us. These tools are called machine. These are the simple machine which we are talking about. Imagine opening a can with your bare hands. Now, how difficult it is. So what do you do to open it? As you can see in the picture, it is impossible to open a can without using a tool. So we will use a can opener here. Do you know that a can opener is a machine? It is a type of a simple machine. It makes the effort of opening a can easier for you. There are two types of machines. One is simple machine and the second one is compound machine. Moving towards the next page of reading book, which is 86. Our topic is simple machine. Simple machines are the tools which has few or more no moving parts and is used to apply force to do work. Simple machines are the machines which has few or no moving parts and it is used to apply force to do work. Here we will talk about 6 simple machines, 6 types of simple machines. The first one is lever, screw, wheel and axle, pulleys, wedge, and after that we will discuss about compound machine. Let's start with our first type of simple machine, which is lever. A lever helps to raise or lower a heavy load. To uplift the heavy loads, we will use a lever. It consists of a rigid bar or rod that rests the moves and support called a fulcrum or pivot. The force which is applied to do work is called the effort. The force which is applied to do work is called effort. And the best example of a lever is a seesaw. A simple seesaw. You can see it in the picture. Here is a seesaw. You can see the central part of the fulcrum which can move the rigid bar or a rod. Here it is an example of lever, and on the second end of the rod there is a load. If you will put some load on the one end of the seesaw, you will uplift the first end of the seesaw. The object that is moved or lifted is called the load. Here you can see the example of a load. When you put some load on the end of the seesaw, you will uplift the second end. Some example of simple levers are a bottle opener and a door hinge. A door hinge and a bottle opener is simple example of a lever. Next, we will talk about inclined plane. An inclined plane has a slanting surface. It is a slopy surface. As you can see in the picture, there is a slopy surface which can help us out to uplift the heavy load. It is higher at one end and lower at the other end. As you can see, higher from the one end and lower from the one end. It makes a slope. It helps to make it easier to roll object from lower to higher or higher to lower surface. With the help of slopy surface, you can roll on the object from the lower part to the upper part and upper or higher part from the lower part. Some examples are a ramp or a sloping road. A sloping road and a ramp is also used for inclined plane. Our next topic is screw. A screw is an inclined plane wrapped around a cylindrical pole. It is used to fasten or hold things together. To fasten any object or to hold that things, we use a screw. By rotating it, the screw can be driven into object to hold them together. We will put screw on the object and it will hold it firmly. It can also be used to cut into things or move things up and down. To moving the things up and down and to cut them, we will use screw. The example of screw is a drill. Is an example of screw. As you can see, a drill machine is the example of screw. Next, we will talk about wheel and axle. An axle is a rod that goes through a wheel and allows the wheel to move with it. As you can see in the picture, there is an example of wheel and axle. There is a rod which can allow the wheels to move through it. It is a simple machine which rolls easily and it is used for moving heavy loads or to multiply the distance traveled. With the help of the wheel and axle, we will cover the more distance in a less time. Cars, cycles and wagons are all moved with the help of wheel and axle. These are the example of the wheel and axle. One more example of the wheel and axle is shopping trolley. If you ever seen in a shopping mall, there is a trolley which can move the heavy objects with the help of the wheel and axle. Our next page is page number 87. We will talk about pulley here. A pulley is a simple machine consisting of a rope or a string. Wound around a grooved wheel. There is a wheel inside and on which we will wound a rope or string. Pulleys are used to pull objects up, down and sideways. Pulleys are used to pull objects up, down or sideways. Flagpoles, clotheslines, curtain rods, window blinds and cranes are the example of pulleys used in daily life. In daily life, we will use the example of pulleys as curtain rods, window blinds, flagpole, clothesline. Next, we will discuss about wedge. A wedge consists of two inclined planes. Two inclined planes are joined back to back, used to cut or split apart. We will use wedge to cut the object or apart the pieces of object with the help of wedge. Knives, fork, nails, pins, your teeth, needles, saws and axes are some example of wedge working in your daily life. These were the example in our daily life which can use as a wedge. Here you can see in the picture a wedge apply force to push apart two objects. Next one would be compound machines. As we have talked about the simple machines, the simple machine was those machines which has no moving parts or one moving part. Now we will talk about compound machines. When two or more simple machines are put together, they make compound machines. Two or more simple machines, if they join together, they create a compound machine. For example, a wheelbarrow is a compound machine and a bicycle is also a compound machine. As you can see in the pictures, there are two types of compound machines here. We will discuss that how these are the compound machines. Like we will talk about the bicycle. In a picture you can see the brakes and the brake handles are levered. The brake and brake handles are levered. The seat with the adjustment of screw, it is screw. The seat adjustment is screw and the wheel and axle and the pedals are the system of wheel and axle. The pedal and the wheels are wheel and axle system. Next example was wheelbarrow. Here you can see the handle of wheelbarrow work as a lever. The slopy surface is known as an inclined plane and there is a system of wheel and axle. A wheelbarrow is made up of several simple machines which we have discussed here. Three simple machines which when we put it together they make wheelbarrow a compound machine. Let's moving toward the concept check. Pick the correct response. First one is roller skate. Roller skate are an example of a lever, wheel and axle, inclined plane. It is the example of wheel and axle. Roller is example of wheel and axle. Number two is a wheelchair ramp, a slopy surface is an example of lever, wheel and axle, inclined plane. Inclined plane because the slopy surface we have read that is called a inclined plane. Number three is when two or more simple machines are put together they make complex machines, compound machines, computer machines. No, it makes compound machines. Two or more machines when we put together they called compound machines. Let's have some daily life example of simple machines. Students, as you can see, we have some example of simple machines here. We have discussed about the opener. A bottle opener is also a simple machine. A knife is an example of simple machine because it is joined with end to end by two inclined plane, that is called wedge. As you can see, the scissor which we use in our daily life, that is also a simple machine. Here is another example of a seesaw. As you can see, this is the fulcrum, this is the fulcrum, this is the lever, and where we will put load, this is called a load. Here you can see, if we will put a load on a one end, the other end will be upside, and when we will put load to the other side, the first side will be up and down with the load. The next example is about the inclined plane. As we read, the inclined plane is a slopy surface. It is a slopy surface. As you can see, this is the slopy surface. Here we have more example about pulley. As you can see, there is a pulley and with the help of pulley you can move your object up and down. With the help of pulley you can move your object up and down. Here is one more example, like you can see the toy car has a example of wheel and axle. As we can roll it on the slopy surface which is inclined plane. Here I have one more example which is about compound machine. About compound machine. In this simple machine, a bicycle, you can see different simple machines attached with each other and they made a compound machine. As you can see, the seat adjustment with screw, it is called screw. The seat adjustment with screw, it is screw. And here the pedal and the wheels are the system of wheel and axle. Wheel and axle, about wheel, and here you will together it with wheel, it is axle. So wheel and axle is also an example of simple machine. And here the brakes and the brake system is lever. The brakes and the brake system is lever. So with the help of lever, screw and wheel and axle, it made it a compound machine. After completing our reading book of chapter number 9, let's start our workbook work. The first page is page number 20. Page number 20, part A. Identify the efforts, load and fulcrum on the given machines. Here 4 machines are given and you have to find it out which one part is effort, fulcrum and load. As a scissor you can see, on a first dash you will write effort, on a second fulcrum, and on a third part you have to write load. Number 2 is shovel. There is a picture of shovel. You have to tell us about the fulcrum, load and effort. So first part is fulcrum. The second one is effort. The third one is load. On the next picture you can see nutcracker. This is the nutcracker and you have to find out what is the fulcrum, what is the load and what is the effort. The number 1 is fulcrum. Number 1 is the moving area is fulcrum. Here you can find out the load. The third one is effort. In the next picture you can see a tongue. In a tongue, first part is fulcrum. The next one is effort and the third one is load. Write the names of simple machines that is associated with each item. Here you can see some pictures and you have to find it out. In this picture we are using which simple machine. You have to find out the name of a simple machine and then you have to write in the given blanks. The first one is the picture of stapler and it is the example of a lever. Stapler is a simple machine which is called lever. Broom is a lever also. Knife is a wedge because it is joined end to end with 2 inclined planes, so it is a wedge. Toy car is an example of wheel and axle. Seesaw is lever. Jar lid, the lid of the jar is a example of screw. Hammer is a lever. Flagpole is a pulley. Our question number 2 on page number 22 is, which machine would you use to perform the following task? Open a tin of paint, we will use wedge. Lift a heavy object, we will use inclined plane. Steer a car, we will use wheel and axle. Cut pieces of wood. To use for cutting the pieces of wood, we will use wedge. Keep a door open, we will use wedge. On the next, open window blinds, pulley, we will use pulley to open the window blinds. On the page number 23 of your workbook, there is a question, label and name the simple machines present in bicycle. Simple machines. As we have learned that the breaker and the system of brakes are lever. Seat adjustment is screw. And this is the example of wheel and axle. Last one is wheel and axle. Our next page is page number 24. Part B. Question number 1. Choose the correct answer. MCQs is 1. Which of the following is not an example of simple machine? Juicer, stapler, nail clipper or scissors? Juicer. Your answer is juicer. Number 2 is a light bulb is an example of a lever, wedge, screw, wheel and axle, and your answer is screw. Number 3 is a fork is an example of a screw, wheel and axle, wedge and lever. Your answer will be lever. Number 4 is The metal cap of a bottle can be opened by using a bottle opener. In this case, the bottle opener works as a screw, wedge, lever or pulley. Lever is your answer. Number 5 is a flagpole is an example of a dash. Lever, pulley, wheel and axle, all of them. Flagpole is an example of a pulley, so your answer is pulley here. Number 6 is toilet paper on a roller is an example of a lever, pulley, wheel and axle or inclined plane, and answer is pulley. Number 2 question is fill in the blanks. Number 1 is a device or tool used to make the work easier and faster is called a machine. Number 2, a dash machine has few or no moving parts. Simple. A simple machine. Number 3 is a dash machine is made up of 2 or more simple machines combined together. Compound. Number 3's answer is compound. Our next page is page number 25. Number 4 fill in the blanks is a simple machine made up of a bar or rod which rests and turns on a fixed point is called a lever. Your answer is lever. Number 5 is a simple machine that is used to fasten or hold materials together is called a screw. Number 6, a simple machine consisting of a rope or string wound around a grooved wheel is called a pulley. Number 7 is a simple machine with a slanting surface used to move heavy loads up or down is called a inclined plane. Number 8, the rod that goes through the wheel and helps the wheel to move is called an axle. Number 9, a simple machine used to cut or split things apart is called a wedge. Number 10 is a fork is an example of a simple machine called a lever. Our question number 3 is if an object is acting as a lever, what is the force applied on the object called? The answer is the force applied on the object is called effort. On the page number 26, part E, there is a question. Draw a lines to match the definition in column A. Definition in column A with the correct term in column B. First is two inclined planes drawing back to back used to cut or split things apart, that is called a wedge. First one will be matched with wedge. Number 2, a rigid bar or rod that rests and moves on a support and is used to move a heavy load easily, and this is lever. Second, lever. Third, a rope or string wound around a grooved wheel used to move objects up and down or across, that is pulley. Number 4 is a slanting surface used for moving objects from lower to higher or higher to lower surfaces easily, that is the inclined plane. Number 4 with inclined plane. Number 5 is an inclined plane wrapped around a cylindrical pole that is used to fasten or hold things together, and that is screw. Number 5th is match with screw. Our next question on this page is answers the following questions. Answers the following question, and the first question is how can you say that the inclined planes are machines? Give at least 2 examples from your daily life to support your answer. Here your answer is inclined planes are machines because they make work easier. We use an inclined plane in daily life. Move or raise loads. Examples are ramp, stairs, escalators and sloping roads. On the page number 27, question number 2 is read the following situations carefully and decide which simple machine should be used to solve these problems. Part A. Ali lives on a fourth floor of the apartment which does not have a lift. He is forced to carry a bucket of water to his apartment. Suggest which simple machine is best to help in this situation. Explain how that machine would be used. And your answer is Ali could use a pulley mounted above a window in his apartment to raise the bucket up the side of the building. Part B is a man needs to move a large heavy stone from the road to avoid an accident. Suggest which machine would help best in this situation. Explain how this machine would be used. And your answer is the man can use lever to move the heavy stone. He would need to find the pivot to rest the lever on and apply effort to the other end in order to lift the load. Next, we have long question which we will have to write on a notebook, and we will solve this part at the end of this lecture. Before solving this, we will move to the next page, which is page number 28. On a page number 28, there is an activity, make an inclined plane. Dear children, let's make an inclined plane. You need large pieces of cardboard, tape, marbles of different size and plastic cups. Instructions to be followed is number 1. Bend the side edges of the cardboard up 2 to 3 inches like a tray as shown in the picture. This will help prevent a marble from the rolling off the sides. Number 2 step is set one piece of the cardboard on the slant inside the other piece of the cardboard as shown in the picture. Rest the top of the slanted cardboard on a chair or low table while you complete the project. Third step would be place small disposable cups at the bottom of the structure. Number 4 is tape the two pieces of cardboard together with masking tape. Run long strip of a tape from the bottom extending into a small disposable cups to hold them in place. Fifth step is drop a marble or other small ball at the top of the inclined plane and watch it roll down to the land on the cups. Number 6 step is place your inclined plane at two different heights and observe at which height marbles run faster or slower. Let's solve the questions. Do the marbles run faster when you increase the height of an inclined plane? And your answer would be yes. Number 2. Do all the marbles run at same speed? No. Number 3 is bigger marbles move faster than the smaller marbles, and your answer is yes. Okay students, let's move toward the question answers on notebooks. And before writing your answers question of this unit on your notebooks, you have to write the question answers of unit number 7, the study of matter. Because of the occasion, your question answers on notebook was pending. So firstly, you have to solve that question answers on notebook. Answers are given on your slot as you can see. This was the page number, workbook page number was 10, workbook page number 10, and the first question was define the following. Define the following. First one is solute, solvent, soluble and insoluble. The answer is solute. The substance which is dissolved in solvent is to make a solution is called a solute. Examples are salt and sugar. B part was solvent, the substance in which the solute is dissolved to make a solution is called solvent. As example is given water, water is a solvent. Number C is soluble. A substance which can be dissolved into other substance is called solubles. Examples are salt is soluble in water. Salt is soluble in water. Part B was insoluble. A substance which cannot be dissolved in another substance is called insoluble. An example is sand is insoluble in liquid. Your question number 2 is solute always solid form? Support your answers with example and your answer is no. Solute is not always in solid form. It can be in gaseous form. Example, a fizzy drink is a solution of a carbon dioxide in water. Third question is, give two properties of each, solid, liquid and gas. Number first was solid, definite volume. Solid has definite volume, solid has definite shape. Particles are closely packed. Particles are closely packed in solid. Number second is liquid. Next term is liquid, and the properties of liquids are as definite volume. As liquid is a definite volume, it has definite shape, indefinite shape. Particles are loosely packed. The particle of liquid is loosely packed. Number third was gas. The property of gas is indefinite volume, indefinite shape, as gas has no shape, no volume, so it has indefinite volume, indefinite shape, and particles move freely. The particles of gas move freely. Now moving towards the short questions and long questions of the notebook of this chapter, which we have studied in this chapter, and the chapter was force and machines. On page number 27, your notebook questions are given. Here you can see the first question is, how is a simple machine different from a compound machine? Give 3 examples. Your answer is given in your slot. As you can see in a slot, the answer is given. Simple machines has few or no moving parts in it. Example given are lever, inclined plane and screw. As compound machines, when two or more simple machines are put together, they make compound machines, and an example of compound machines are bicycle, car and a wheelbarrow. The next question on page number 27 is, where do you see the use of pulley? Give at least 3 examples from your daily life. And the answer of this question is, examples of pulleys are flagpole, well, window blinds, cranes and curtains. Third and last question on this page is, how do wheel and axle make work easier? And your answer is, wheel and axle moves the heavy loads easily. It rolls the object and multiply the distance traveled. This was all about today's lecture. I hope you get better understand. Say Alhamdulillah, Allah Hafiz.